So there's two kinds of discipline we talk about. The first kind of discipline people usually think about is authoritarian discipline, which is like your parents yelling at you, you need to do this, you need to follow these guidelines, or like in the army, you need to be disciplined and be a good soldier, be a yes man, essentially. Be disciplined in the sense where you're gonna follow the current system to a T. That's what some people hear one form of discipline to be. That's what they think some people mean by discipline. Another form of discipline, which is the one I use, is basically just, self-control. So discipline would be like, what's a good example? Like food, for example. If you have healthy food in front of you and a dessert in front of you, discipline would be to say, I'm not going to eat the dessert. I'm going to eat the healthy food. Or discipline would be like, I have homework to do. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to make sure I do this homework right away. Or discipline would be like, hey, look, there's a person I find attractive on what's the app? Tinder. I'm not going to just message them a weird message. I'm actually going to talk to them. That's discipline. Or like, what's another version of discipline? Like if you are an alcoholic or something, it's discipline. It takes tons of discipline, self-discipline to not go back to like drinking or to not go back to like drug use. That's all personal discipline. Making sure you wake up every morning and make your bed. That is discipline. All discipline isn't authoritarian, leadership and bootlicking. That's not what discipline really means. Self-discipline is really important for every aspect of life. And apparently Vaush's audience found an issue with that take.
You guys realize like a work ethic is an important thing for people to develop, right? Like you guys do know that. I hope you know that, right? Even if we had some like community child raising system, like I would hope kids would be put to busy work. They need to.
Yes, technically no FAP is discipline. Yep.
They think you're arguing it's good because we've always done it. No, I'm just saying that we've never done anything else. And some people were appealing to this idea that humans like pre-homework, like all kids were like running around in the forest or some shit. Other people were appealing to nature. I'm just countering that argument. You went on last night about how you have no work ethic. Don't lecture us about its importance, you boomer. Yeah, and that's bad. It's bad that I don't have a work ethic, okay? Hey, if I had a work ethic, I would be streaming like Hassan or Destiny do, and you would have twice the content, okay? You should want me to have more of a work ethic, all right? I'm not the one who suffers from me having a low work ethic because thanks to you guys, I'm well off, okay? You're the ones who suffer. I'm fine. You suffer. You should want me to have a good work ethic. Dude, I just want to say, who here in chat lacks discipline and lacks a work ethic and wishes that you had been raised better so that doing work would come more easily to you? That's gotta, yeah.
And when people hear this, being raised with discipline, many kids who had like tough home lives and really strict parents probably think discipline is like when a parent's gonna discipline the child. Like, I'm gonna discipline you by sending you to your room, by grounding you, by taking your phone away, maybe spanking for smaller kids if parents do that. That's what they usually think by discipline. But being taught to have personal discipline is much different.
The fact of the matter is that like doing labor, like doing things, being productive to society, not just in a capitalistic sense, but in any sense, is something that all humans need to do, or most humans need to do in order for society to exist and for life to be good. And in order for that to be enjoyable to people, they should be taught the right lessons to begin with. I would like to live in a society where people enjoy doing work because that work is freeing and productive and creatively fulfilling, than a society in which nobody gets taught discipline, so all work is tedious to them. I think that would be preferable. As a young adult, is it still possible to discipline myself? Yeah, of course. Yeah, never too late. The goal of life should be leisure, not work. Nobody's talking about the goal. Just for a day, I wish I could like warp time into a version of reality where everyone has the work ethic as described by your average anti-work anarchist, like 14-year-old dipshit on Twitter. And I wish they could see how dysfunctional society would be. Motherfucker, people have to grow the food, okay?
Yeah, people have to work all the time.
All the farmers are like,
things in general.
I like working.
No matter what kind of society.
And they all fucking jerk off 18 times a day. Nobody fucking eats anything. Oh, but teaching your kids a work ethic and discipline, that's too hard. Why the fuck did we let conservatives monopolize discourse around hard work?
Yeah, really, the left should be saying, we are for hard work. We are for being productive. The issue is the people in our society that are productive, the real workers, as they would say, the proletariat, they are not getting the full fruit of their labor. We are for hard work, and we are for also, earning and owning what we earn and what we produce.
ethic. When the fuck did that happen? Since when? Why do they get to have that concept? That's fucking bullshit, okay? Work ethic doesn't have to mean being a good little cuckboy who licks the leather boots of your CEO, okay? Discipline doesn't have to mean letting yourself get walked all over by people who are more fortunate or societally powerful than you, okay? The Protestant work ethic is not the be-all end-all description of the extent to which a work ethic is reflective of good human values, okay? A work ethic, fundamentally, discipline is a good thing in all instances. Discipline is freeing. Very rarely do I submit to the whims of a person one such as this. But you remember Jocko Willink? We went over one of those segments from this guy. This guy said, discipline is freedom. I took a look at this video on stream a while back. Thought I was going to disagree. Thought it was going to be some borderline Nazi shit. You know, like working hard is freedom because you need to work hard in order to fill society. You need to fill the world to serve the state. I thought it was going to be some fashy shit. As I watch it, it wasn't. You know what it was? Discipline is freedom because no matter what, life is hard. You can't get rid of that. Sorry, bitches. Socialism, communism, anarchism won't change the fact that life is hard. Nothing will change that. We can make it better. We can make it fairer. We can make people live longer. We can give us more freedom, but life will always be hard. Always. Because living is complicated. And most of what makes life hard is other people, frankly. And
I feel like if you actually get rewarded for working hard, more people are going to work hard. That's like the big thing, right? And if you're like working an office job that requires no work, you know, it kind of sucks that the people in office jobs, no offense to anybody working those, I'll probably work something like that someday. Something congruent to like an office job. I don't know if you could consider like telecommunications an office job, but the people who do that make much more money than the people in our society who actually keep the society running. So like AOC was just on the picket line with those food workers in New York. All the food workers, construction workers, contractors, electricians, plumbers, all these people are being exploited, being forced to work much harder to make a lot less than the people who control them, who own them. So that's like a big thing we gotta, get across. We need to be about hard work. We need to be representing the people who do work hard to make sure those people who are working hard benefit from it. We shouldn't be saying like, we need to destroy the stereotype that people on the left are these lazy freeloaders who want everything for free. They don't actually want to work hard. We need to be the party of the working class. And that requires being pro-labor and supporting labor. And like I said, making sure that transaction between labor and productivity goes in a more just way.
Ourselves. Life is hard because of what we've got up here. You can work this around. Maybe transhumanist humans won't find life hard because they'll be able to rewire themselves to find tedium enjoyable or whatever. But humans will find ways to make life hard for themselves, no matter what. Life is hard. And when life is hard, you have to deal with those problems. You can run away from them. That's not a great solution, though. You have to face them. And when you're facing the problems in your life, discipline helps. When you have work to do, what's better? Do it right away or put it off all day thinking about it, stressfully thinking about it?
I'm such a procrastinator, dude. I put off all my stuff I need to do. I hate it. I do it at the last second. Everything I do in between me actually doing the work and getting the assignment is terrible because no matter what I'm doing, if I'm playing games, if I'm watching YouTube videos, I'm thinking all day. I'm stressed all day about that one thing I need to do. If I had the discipline to just get it done, the rest of my day would be so free. It would be so amazing. And this goes for a lot of things. Like, for example, I'm a runner. If I had more discipline in running, then I'd be able to keep on going when I get tired. You don't give up when things get hard. You push through your mental boundaries. If you don't have discipline, you're essentially following your own impulses and instincts. Discipline needs to fight our instincts, and we need to make sure we don't just listen to our biological reaction to things. We need to be smarter and be very, very holistic about our thought and how we approach that.
The entire day, every time you eat, every time you relax, every moment of every advert, of every television show that you watch, you're thinking about it, and then you put it to the end of the day, and you do it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. How many? I did that today! You can't see my desk, but it's a mess. I meant to clean it up. I'm going to do it after stream, but now I have to look at a messy desk. I could have cleaned it up like that, 5 minutes. There are plenty of other instances where this is the case. Homework? Laundry? Other elements of work, perhaps? Or what about more creatively fulfilling stuff? What about my art? I like drawing. Some of you may or may not have learned.
Yeah, and if you don't give up, like I write songs a lot, and I write one verse and then I drop it because I'm not disciplined enough to keep on going and keep on exploring myself and my imagination and all that stuff.
I'm drawing bass. You know why? Because I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm going to draw something I don't like. Silly. I'm good. Given enough time, I'll arrive at something that I like, as long as I continue to edit the lines. But my art isn't work in the capitalist sense. I don't sell it. I do it for personal fulfillment. But it is my lack of discipline that prevents me from healthily engaging, at times, with some of the important things in my life.
And also, discipline when it comes to your own personal impulses and not listening to them all the time is what I brought up during the Force the Vote stuff. Because if you're a Jimmy Dore, if you're a Brianna Joy Gray, if you're a Kyle Kalinske, you're operating off your emotion. You're operating off your first reaction to everything instead of taking a step back and with discipline evaluating your own thoughts before you make an actual move, before you act. You know, that's discipline as well, not just operating off of rage and emotion. When you get mad at somebody, if somebody comes up to you and calls you an asshole to your face, calls you an idiot, says you're worthless, it takes discipline to not just punch them in the face. That is discipline. This is all really important stuff. The best fighters of all time, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, all these people, they have amazing discipline in fighting. That is why they win. They don't have brute strength. They don't have just power. They have discipline. That you have to be able to have discipline to masterfully execute life. It makes it a lot easier, and it's a lot less burdensome if you can master being disciplined, and I am bad at it.
If I was disciplined, I would have done the work I needed to, the chores. If I was disciplined, I would have drawn and I would have felt better about it too, because then I did it. Discipline is important. Discipline is freedom, because the more you learn discipline, the better a job you will be.
It's not hard work per se. It's your effective use of time. It's how effectively you can use the time you do put in.
Able to do, arranging the tasks of your day and getting through them in a way which allows you to maximize your personal well-being, because that is the goal. You want to be free, not in some civic, like free society way, but free to do. Vaush, you're being kind of bootstrappy. If you disagree with anything that I'm saying, you need to reflect on your personal failings, because this is obvious, okay? You need to be able to deal with problems in your life in a healthy way, and that requires discipline. Not bootlicking discipline, not suck it up and don't complain about the problems in life discipline, but the ability to take stock of what's in front of you and to steel yourself and to do it. I have described what I mean by discipline. There are people in chat who are willfully misinterpreting me because they are angry. You people can shut the fuck up or you can get banned, okay? Because I'm getting really tired of your contrarianism. Yeah, you people think discipline means getting beat by your parents. Have I said that? Have I implied that?
No, his chat, Vaush's chat is thinking the other authoritarian form of discipline. But another story of discipline is the one I bring up all the time about John Lewis. He was going to give that speech during the March on Washington, really attacking the current administration, but he changed the speech because he knew if he attacked the administration, it would throw away political capital for the overall movement and hurt their chances of actually getting the Voting and Civil Rights Act passed. That was discipline.
Is, by the way,
because like without discipline, I'd be going out in the street right now yelling, "Tear down the system! Capitalism sucks! This is all terrible! We need to go out and destroy the owners of this society and all that stuff." But like, pragmatism is, in a way, discipline. Being pragmatic is a form of being disciplined. But that gets a little bit blurry there.
Physical abuse from your parents actually
we
does
should
not
have a different word for this kind of discipline. Don't we consider meditation discipline? If you're meditating, for example, oh my goodness, like meditating for a half hour with good posture is so difficult. And I did this one meditation during a college course. It was a philosophy course on the mind and consciousness. And we did a meditation where we would take a piece of chocolate and put it on our tongues. And the meditation required that we keep perfect posture, and we meditate with chocolate in our mouths until the chocolate fully melts. And the challenge is you can't allow yourself to let your body take over and eat that chocolate. You need to deny your own wants. And that is discipline. Not eating that piece of chocolate on your tongue. Can you imagine having a delicious piece, and I mean like good chocolate that actually does melt and tastes amazing, sitting there for a half hour, 40 minutes with chocolate on your mouth, with your eyes closed, with a chocolate on your tongue, and not eating it? That is a serious meditation practice. You should definitely try it.
Not procure good results. This is a very well studied. How could it? You want to be respected by your kids. If you beat them, they fear you, not respect you. It means that you teach them that force is the way to get what you want.
Yeah, working smart, not
difficult
hard.
For them to navigate these issues healthily. It's not.
No, you just don't swallow the chocolate until you're done, until it's fully melted. You can swallow it when it's fully melted, yeah, but you have to wait until that chocolate's gone in your mouth. Or you set yourself like a time limit. Like, I'm going to put this chocolate in my mouth. Maybe you have a dark chocolate that takes longer to melt. I'm gonna put this chocolate in my mouth and sit here for a half hour without eating it.
This doesn't work.
Yeah, you would start drooling too. Yeah, it's hard to do it.
And within yourself. What do you define as discipline that's so vague? Well, if you've been listening, you would know the answer to that. Stop letting conservatives. Sorry, I need to appeal to the optics gang right now. Every stream that I do, conservatives watch. There are people, conservatives in YouTube chat, Nazis, whatever. You know how stupid you look to them? You are meeting every negative stereotype of the left right now because you look like a bunch of petulant children who are unironically angry at the idea that discipline is a positive character trait. You are the specter of the socialist that is described in every Rush Limbaugh radio show, in every PragerU fireside chat. You sound like the workshite child who is just opposed to doing things. That's not what socialism is.
That's why we need John Fetterman.
Or communism or anarchism or whatever. Nothing about socialism or anarchism. You know what this stems down to? This stems down to those anti-work types. You know what anti-work means in the context of a socialist? Anti-work means that you want to eliminate or reduce the social forces which compel people to do labor which they do not desire to do.
This is what we need our socialists to look like. We need our socialists to look like this guy. John Fetterman. Look at him. 6'5", beard. Looks like he's from, you know, the Rust Belt. He is, Pennsylvania. He's the lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania. We need more socialists that really look working class. Because, you know, that identity politics matters to these people. Here's him and his wife. Like, we need more of these socialists. Less like, we need people that can break the stereotype of what, like, someone on the left is.
Even in a world without that, you would still want personal.
Yeah, that's why Bo. Yeah,
because even in a world,
yeah, Bo is so good. Yeah, that's why.
Where automation takes care of every socially necessary function, life will remain hard. You will have laundry to do. You will have dishes to wash, or whatever future analog there are to these things. You will have relationships to take care of. You will have texts to respond to. You will have personal maintenance.
And I have OCD too, so I need discipline for that kind of stuff too, to manage your own emotions. You know, that's a big deal as well.
Yes, there will be trials and tribulations even in this future society, and you will need to be disciplined in order to best address those things. Discipline always will be a good thing. Just don't let the right monopolize the definition of discipline, because if you let them do that, anytime the word comes up, anytime the discussion comes up, you people are going to look like lazy dipshits, and conservatives are going to look like the hardworking, salt-of-the-earth Americana farmer types that they've been LARPing as, in spite of the fact that the working class has generally been more left-leaning than the wealthy people in this country for hundreds of years.
The more poor a white person is, the more likely they are to vote Clinton. I actually saw really good data on this. I'll probably do a little video on it then, how Trump won basically off of xenophobia. That's where he gets his base from. He had some people come over for regular economic populism, but most people are just literally scared that white people are being discriminated against.
You'll have mental health that you'll need to have disciplined upkeep. Oh yeah, that's not even to speak of mental health issues. A lot of people use mental health as an excuse to ignore discipline, but in reality, discipline is doubly necessary if you have some kind of neurological condition, autism, or ADHD, or what have you. Trust me, there are plenty of people in chat, I imagine, who mismanage these conditions, but if you've lived with it for a long time, with ADHD, discipline's number fucking one. That sucks, but hey, we aren't all born with the same brain, okay? You need to be disciplined to overcome some of the executive dysfunction you might be tempted to sink into. It takes a while.
Yeah, honestly, like, if you're neurally, what is it called? Is it divergent? Or whatever, if you have OCD, autism, depression, whatever you may have, no matter what, you know, people have different cards they're dealt. You do need to deal with that too. Like, no matter how equal society ends up getting, there's still going to be differences in our own brains that you're going to need discipline to solve. Everybody's different. Everybody's pretty much atypical. Like, everybody is. That's the new norm, as Andrew Yang used to say. Like, we need to be ready to deal with that stuff. We can't just cry about it all the time. We need to be ready to fight against it as well. We can't always be looking for someone else or a community to help us. There isn't enough focus on individuals on the left, I don't think. I think there can be a better focus on individuals. On the right, they don't pay attention to systems at all, and on the left, we pay attention to systems a little bit too much. And I think we can integrate some of that work ethic, discipline stuff into it.
It's not easy, but you know what else isn't easy? Life. Why are so many of you opposed to the idea of discipline? And the more disciplined you are, the more time you free up for yourself.
Being consistent,
the more emotional health you free up for yourself.
It gets so easy, dude. When you get into a cycle, when you're so used to doing the same thing every day, wake up, make the bed, do dishes, go for a run, do homework, it gets so easy. We are creatures of habit.
If you handle all the problems in your life as best as you can, you do it concisely, you do it in the ways that are best for you and hopefully for the people around you, you are more free than you would be otherwise.
Contrarian
you
Coco.
know this. You've all been to school. You know the difference between a day where you go home, immediately do your homework and chores, and then have 6 hours of free time, versus a day where you half-ass it, jumping between the YouTube videos, the video games, and the homework, not enjoying any of it, not really getting the homework done either, passing it down and down and down until you rush it all and push something out half-assed in the final hour before going to sleep and waking up bleary-eyed because you didn't enjoy a second of the previous day. That is the tyranny of poor discipline. If you think this is a conservative take, then you are a child or dysfunctional. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. Just there are a lot of people in chat who like legitimately seem to think that the natural state, like the ideal state of humanity, is just like floating. You just float down and just things happen and you don't pay attention to it, you don't try, and like that's the natural state. I'm really sorry, but socialism is not your executive dysfunction. I mean, I would like that. Wouldn't we all? But we live in reality, unfortunately.
No, I agree we shouldn't place too much on people's shoulders, but I think the left puts way too little on people's shoulders. There is a balance between it, and I don't mean the balance is even in the middle between conservatives and the left. I think it's much more skewed to the left. But the idea that we shouldn't be encouraging people to find solutions within themselves is kind of bad. We should be getting people to find solutions within themselves, teaching mindfulness, teaching meditation and stuff like that. Like, the values of something like religion are real, especially when it comes to, I don't mean don't be religious, don't do that. But like meditation, praying, when religious people pray, what are they doing? When religious people pray, they are practicing discipline and they are practicing meditation. They think they're doing it to a god, but they're still evaluating their entire lives and, you know, thinking about themselves and thinking more holistically about their own brains and everything. Even something like confession. We know there's tons of issues with religion, of course, but even something like confession. You are letting everything out to somebody you trust. It's like a mini counseling session. Christians don't even know they do that when they do it, but it is stuff that works. Meditation is very valuable. Mindfulness is valuable. Some type of like yoga is valuable. Like even getting blood circulating through your body makes yourself feel better psychologically. Being able to reflect on yourself, yeah, that's a discipline, yeah. Russell's taught martial arts for 15 years. Discipline is the biggest factor on who improves and who stagnates. Yeah, like self-improvement in general. This is all self-improvement. But again, we don't need to fall into the same trap that, you know, our personal failings are all a result of our own personal deficiencies, like we didn't try hard enough, and that's why we're depressed. Of course not. But if we're having a real conversation about this, no matter what we do, of course, like if I have OCD, that's not going away. But if somebody told me it's completely okay for me to just give up because I have OCD and I shouldn't even try to combat that, you know how bad of a place I'd be in? There is some personal benefit to having that personal, not responsibility. What can we call it? I don't want to call it personal responsibility because it does fall into bad stereotypes. But what can we call it? Civics teacher, discipline is the #1 thing I teach students. What can we call that instead? Working on yourself, self-improvement. Because you don't have to say personal responsibility, because that is a conservative thing that they use to like manipulate people. Any ideas? I don't know if anybody has any good terms we can possibly use for that, but self-care, Jolah-ism, yeah.
This is Destiny's Just Move take? No, they are not even comparable. Not even remotely, not even close to
whatsoever. What the hell?
How do you train discipline? There's a million ways you can train discipline. There's a trillion ways you can train being disciplined. Just be conscious about the things you do. Conscientiousness, you ever been to a therapist? Conscientiousness is like step 1 to fixing basically any problem in your life, okay? What a lot of people do, that's what depression is. I have depression. I take lithium for it. I've had manic depression. I've had depressive episodes. I know all this. All the fucking people, you don't know what it's like. I know. Stop. I'm fine right now, by the way. You know what? Oh, you know, I'm feeling a lot better.
Discipline and self-esteem are closely related. Erica says she's always investing in future Erica. I like that too.
Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons.
Positive individual construction.
Mindfulness or conscientiousness is very, very, very important. Hold on. Vaush, I disagree. I worked to death in childhood as an adult. I turned out like a mentally ill sack of crap. When did I say work to death? Stop projecting your personal problems and your own negative life experiences onto what I've said, okay? When did I say work children to death? Why? Why are you projecting that onto me? Conscientiousness fixes most of these issues, or at least it helps to address it. One big issue. A lot of people don't think about the things that they do. Listen, please listen. Last thing I'll say. A lot of people don't listen to themselves. They don't think about what they do. They wake up.
Advice for getting into spirituality and meditation. or meditation after a childhood of religious fundamentalism. I'll tell you what, hikes. I love going on hikes. Like, if you have a walking path, you don't even got to go up a mountain or something. But if you have a walking path within like a forest or something, dude, shut your phone off and just walk and listen to the nature. Literally listen to the nature, watch the birds, the squirrels, whatever else is around you. Walk. Just walk and think about life, honestly. Listen to the wind, pick a nice day, look at the leaves blowing around. It's a great experience. It does connect you. You'd have to connect yourself like to what's natural about the world and what makes you feel healthy about the world, because everything today is so artificial, and coming back to that reality can be so beneficial for your own personal mental health. And also, you're getting outside, breathing in fresh air, getting exercise as well. The environmental factors around us, we often sort of lessen the impact of those, like the air we breathe, for example. If you're sitting, like I am right now, in between a light there, a big light there, two screens, a computer, and an Xbox all day, you are getting bad environmental conditions like thrust into your lungs. Never going outside, it's dusty inside here. Like, that's not good for you. You know, your mind and your body are important. And also, do things like exercise a little bit as much as you can. You don't have to be, by the way, being a runner, if anybody ever has any issues about like going out in public and running in front of people, I always respect the people who run and they are not good at running. The people who run and they're not good at running are so much more commendable than the people running 15-mile runs who are good at it. It's so much easier for me to come outside and say, you know what? I'm good. I'm looking good. I'm gonna run 15 miles today and feel great about it. It's much easier for me to do that than it is for somebody who doesn't run to just get up and try it for the first time. It's so much harder to do that. It's much more commendable, and I respect anybody who is willing to do that. And any real runners will think the same. If you see somebody who looks like a crazy runner with short shorts on and a tank top on, and they're going like 500 miles per hour and they're going on a 20-mile run, I guarantee you that those people respect you too. The running culture is very accepting, very opening with long distance running. So yeah, never feel bad about that.
They lay in bed for a bit. They're usually on their phone. They sort of eventually they get up. They go to the shower and they shower and they get out and they blur, and then it's 6 p.m. A lot of mentally.
Oh yeah, if you literally can't run, walk. Just go on a walk. if you could do, if you can't go on a walk, an excellent thing to do, by the way, is biking. Bike riding is really good. If you have bad knees and you can't ride bikes and whatever, you know, if you are the person from SpongeBob who is so beat up they can't really do this stuff, pick a place. Go there. I don't know. Go on a nature retreat. Drive, and if you have a car, or take public transit to somewhere that's a path, and walk 10 feet in and sit there. Sit on a park bench and listen to the nature that way. You don't got to be a cross-country skier or whatever, or a cross-country hiker. Just going into nature in general. You don't got to... I mean, exercise is great if you can do that. But if you can't at all, then don't worry about it. Yeah, just find somewhere good and natural. Try to get away from concrete. One of the scariest things about life, especially if you live in a city, but even for myself, you can go through your entire life at a certain age without ever stepping foot on grass. You can go through your entire life only walking on concrete, the concrete jungle, dude. It's insane. It's terrible. It's not real. It disconnects you from reality. It's creating this entire new artificial world we live in. Yeah, like concrete, asphalt, the road, the streets, the sidewalks. We're on that stuff all the time. It's really, dehumanizing.
That a lot of mentally not ill people do that. You know why? There's a solution to it. One key fix. You can do it. Works almost every time. Mindfulness, conscientiousness. Okay. Be purposeful.
Yeah, running improperly can damage your body. Yeah. Yes. And don't return to. Nope. Don't. No. And prim. Nope. But yeah, running. Take your time. Just if you're not in shape, go slow. Go really slow. Make sure you feel comfortable when you're doing it. If you don't feel comfortable, you're not doing it right. You're gonna hurt yourself. Go at a comfortable pace that you feel comfortable with, and that's how it is. Don't push yourself too hard or too little. When you first start running, if you never ran before or if you took time off running, there are certain muscles in your legs and everything that need to come back to make yourself like stable and everything as you're running. And those muscles need time to come back. Don't push it too hard right away, or you are gonna hurt yourself. But don't slip on the pine cones. Yeah, it's good currency. Make sure you pick up pine cones. Save pine cones. When we go to a full and prim society, pine cones are going to be the only form of currency. People don't know that.
In everything that you do at all times. It's exhausting, but if you get better at it, it gets
Just
easier
don't
than the
trip.
thing you were doing
Just
before.
don't. It's that easy.
I'm serious
It's
about that.
Easy.
I'm serious. You wake up and you have to think. You have to think like really hard. You got to focus on it. Get up. I'm getting up now. And then you just do it. Not like think about it. You do it. You have to do it. You can't do it first try. Fine, that's okay. You've got tomorrow. None of you are. Well, I hope none of you are dying tomorrow. You've got time. You got the next day, the next, and the next. You can practice. It's a muscle. Okay, that you can continue to practice with time. You work on it. Get up. That sounds like a forehead take. But that's what actions are. You have to do them. You can't not do an action.
You work out 3 hours a day. You know, a workout can be considered like literally laying on the ground and like sitting up a little bit. That's like a sit up, you know. There's a lot of different forms of it. You could literally sit on the ground and be like, and like reach up for a second. That's a workout.
Then you're not doing it. It's not an action then. It's an inaction. You have to do the action. You get up, you shower. Shower quickly, by the way. Lingering in the shower, not good for people. You know why? You linger in the shower, partly because it feels good, large part because you're unable to summon the mental will necessary to clean yourself and get out. First one's fine, comfy. Second one, not as fine.
I disagree, dude. I sit in the shower because that's amazing. I love it. Come on. The hot water, listen in the music. It's amazing. It's a moment of peace. Being in the shower is a special moment. You don't get that much, you know? You and yourself, your deepest thoughts come out in the shower. Wow. Wow, Vaush. Weird.
And I guess if it's really cold and you want the hot water, there could be reasons. But work on it. Get out there, you know? Brush yourself. Wash your legs. Some people don't wash their legs. Wash your legs.
I don't wash my legs.
Get out.
Why would I do that?
Make a meal. Stop lingering. Okay?
I'm lazy.
Don't linger. Lingering is fantastic if it's something you're doing purposefully.
Bad
You don't have to spend your
take.
entire day robot marching back and forth. But
purposely?
when you want to relax, it should be something you think about.
Oh, I think that's a little bit
I'll just say this. I'll say this, okay? I'll tell you this much, okay? I shower every morning. I'm a morning shower, you know. And I put a towel on, I get out, I dry myself, and I put clothes on. I'll tell you this much, okay? I can tell you, I have two kinds of days.
Wash your legs.
Some days, I get out of the shower, and I dry myself off, and I stand in the bathroom,
Why would I
drying
wash my
myself off with my
legs?
towel until I am dry-ish. You can never, hair is still wet.
My legs are clean,
I put
dude.
clothes on,
My
I put
legs
facial
don't get
moisturizer on,
dirty.
and I sit in my computer chair, and I get to work. Or I play games, or whatever. And those are the best days. Those are the best days, man. When I just do it. But the bad days, when I get out of the shower, I put the towel on, I'm still wearing the towel, I get out of the bathroom, and I sit in my computer chair, and I just sit here. I'm
I agree.
ready for a bed.
Some of my favorite days of all time were when I love breakfast. That's my favorite meal of the day. And I love waking up really early. I love waking up early, but I never do it because I'm dumb and I stay up late. Like waking up at 5 a.m., going on a run, and then going to a diner is my favorite thing to do, I think, in my entire life. But I never do it. And whenever I do that, when I wake up, go for a run, go to a diner, eat an amazing breakfast. I love cinnamon pancakes at this one diner. When I do that, the rest of my day is absolutely amazing. And I even talked to my friends who did it with me. Like, that day was our favorite day of all time. We felt great starting our day off like that. But I never do it because I don't have the discipline to. My life would be so much more enjoyable if I had discipline.
The game open. There's a YouTube video. Time passes. It's an hour later. And then I realized,
Leg
fuck.
washers, nah. Leg washing is a little bit overrated, I think. No, I'm not superstitious. I just felt good the entire day because I woke up early. I was purposeful. I got my run out of the way. I had an amazing breakfast. It was a good mood setter, dude. The rest of the day felt great. Like, how you start your days sometimes serves as a foundation for the rest of the day. You ever heard the expression, oh, wait, you look like you got up on the wrong side of the bed today or this morning. You look like you got out. No, you got out on the wrong side of the bed this morning. That expression is there for a reason. It's true. How you wake up does, change a lot.
I am still wearing the towel.
You wake up at 7 without an alarm every day? Erica, what the hell? Erica has transcended everybody here.
And I get up and I put clothes on, so on and so forth. But the whole time I'm sitting there in the towel, I'm thinking, man, I wish I could just get my day started. I'm sure some
How
of you
do you guys' knees not get dirty? I don't know. How do your knees get dirty?
what I'm saying right now. In this respect, discipline, work ethic, what have you, these are valuable tools I help individuals. I think it helps people be more healthy. I don't like the normalization of lethargy. I think that if a person is to relax, that relaxation should be purposeful, and it should be something that you've done with account to the responsibilities of the day.
I don't really like this that much. Like, all right, it's now 6 a.m. It is my relax hour. I am purposely going to relax. I don't know about that.
Not something that you just meander into and meander out of. I think it's better. So we should all work on
Yeah,
it.
yeah. You wash. You no more F words in the chat or you're getting banned. Not banned, but whatever. You wash your hair. I wash my hair first. Then I wash my face. You gotta wash your face after you wash your hair, because if you don't do that, then the hair soap will get on your face and all that stuff. Then you have to wash your body, your top of your torso, and all that time, all the while, your legs are getting cleaned with the runoff soap and water from your head. Like, it's not that hard of a concept. My legs are the cleanest part of my body.
You all should, and I should. Does that make sense? The whole discipline thing undermines the ability to spend the maximum amount of time per day relaxing. That's why I'm anti-work. There's not a relationship between the discipline can help you relax. You're not really relaxing when you've left the work of the day to
Behind
the
your
last
ears?
moment. You're not really
Ooh.
relaxing if it's just something you're doing to avoid your responsibilities.
No, I don't clean the bottom of the
No,
bottom
Washington,
of
no,
my
but that's
feet.
great. I love you. How did you learn to overcome the feeling of not drawing something because you're scared of drawing something you don't like? When I said that, how do I? I don't know. I just did that yesterday.
The belly
did we do it?
button. Nah.
Okay. All right.
I wash my hair 5 days a week. Sorry, you guys shower weird. Do you shower? Okay, I saw somebody post this to Twitter. Somebody tweeted this. I think it was that mouthy infidel person. They said something about people facing the shower or turning away from the shower. Like, do you shower facing the shower head or turned away? When I get into the shower, first thing I do is look away. I let the hot water go on my back. I get used to the hot water because I like my water really hot during showers. So I'm facing away from it. And then as I get relaxed and all that stuff, then I turn around and face the shower head. I don't know why can't we have both in this society? Yeah, I don't want it on my face the entire time.
Make sure, Chad, if you think you have depression or ADHD, to go to a doctor about it and get help first. Yeah, of course. If you have a mental health issue, you should talk to a doctor, of course. But I think this affects everyone to an extent. Yeah.
Hot takes from Vaush about discipline. Oh boy. Let's talk about horseshoe theory.